Hello again, sports fans. Welcome to another exciting episode of Late Night Baltimore. And this is the big week in Baltimore because it's the AFC and NFC championships. Understand what that is? In this undisclosed building, a few miles from where we sit, the battle will unfold in less than a day or past midnight. The game will take place, and I am having some Maker's Mark. And Fez is here with the controls, and I'm having
Hello,
Coca-Cola.
everyone.
Hello. That's me. That's a nice, refreshing Coke with my Maker's Mark. And now we're going to talk a little football because the AFC Championship game is taking place here in Baltimore. Tomorrow now, I guess. Yeah, it's Saturday. Okay, but first we'll talk about the NFC Championship. Get that out of the way. First of all,
Okay,
NFC Championship. If you want to make a lot of money, you bet on the NFC Championship because San Francisco is 7.5-point favorites. So I would take the Lions on that.
yes, that would be a good pick. Lions on that point.
Also, this is the video. This is the podcast that did the Kelso run in less than 12 parsecs. So you better listen to this shit because this shit is all real. Now we're going to talk about something. We're going to do the NFC first because the NFC is game. The NFC Championship will be played at the 49ers home field, which is like what? San Jose?
Yeah, and oddly, the Detroit Lions have a better record.
Yes. The Detroit Lions have a better record, and
they have 14 wins to 13 wins.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
At 7.5?
Yeah, that's weird.
That, take the points on that.
Yeah, take the points.
That's,
that's ridiculous.
I locked it.
Now we talk about that game. It's at 6:30. Detroit will be bringing their own team and their cool new helmets to the game.
Oh, the new ones?
Yeah.
The ones with the,
This is the first time the Detroit has been in an NFC Championship in over 30 years. They're one of 4 teams who have never been to the Super Bowl, and they're one of 12 teams who have never won a Super Bowl. This is their attempt to at least be one of the teams in the Super Bowl.
Well, I believe they have a very good chance. They have a very solid team there.
The 49ers were the number 1 seed in the NFC, and they made it because they have a great deal of talent. This is their 3rd NFC Championship appearance. But here it comes. Detroit is going to pull the upset, at least beat the point spread at 7.5 is way
7.5 is ridiculous. I'll bet that point spread.
Unless, like, secretly Jared Goff or something is hurt.
No, I'm looking at the injury report, and the Lions have 2 players out, 1 wide receiver, and an offensive guard.
And also, from what I heard, Deebo Samba, is that his name?
Deebo Samuel has no
it might be
injury
out.
destination yet.
Yeah. Put your money on the Lions. Because...
Well, Deebo Samuel doesn't play. You're definitely saying Lions.
The 49ers coach, Kyle Shanahan, cracks under pressure. He also betrays his quarterbacks. He ends up not trusting them. and not letting them win the games when they can.
Yeah, so much that Brock Purdy could only hand the ball off last year, the championship, but he made no kind of attempt to make any
In the game against the Packers,
effort to win the game.
and also in the game against the Packers, he refused to let Brock Purdy put the game away by throwing the ball. It's like he wants to have a bad quarterback so he can brag that he is so great.
Yeah, that everything is system.
But while the 49ers are playing with a coach that doesn't respect them and doesn't like them and doesn't trust them, the Lions are coming in playing for the coach that they would go to war for. So that's going to figure into it. Dan Campbell has turned out to be at least a great head coach, a motivator.
Yes,
And he trusts his team.
And he
I mean, how great of a coach do you have to be other than that he brought Jared Goff back into being one of the better quarterbacks in the league. He trusts his quarterback.
Who had one of the worst games in a playoff or Super Bowl, where he lost 13-3 to the Patriots.
He trusts his team. He trusts his quarterback, Dan Campbell. That's why they respond to him. He treats him like a grown man.
Survived his career.
Not like Kyle Shanahan, who will find a way to blow this game. When the going gets tough, he's going to crack. The 49ers do have an incredible amount of talent. That's why they get to the championship. They have an unbelievable amount of talent. They have probably the best running back in the league, right?
Yes, he was the leading rusher in the league by over 300 yards.
And
he didn't play the last game.
Yeah.
He had almost 1,500 with over 5 yards average. Curious.
And like you say, Deebo Samuel might be out.
Well, yeah.
Detroit, they've got some good wide receivers, right? Receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta. Tight end.
Sam Laporta is the
right?
Yeah, and Sam Laporta is a rookie at 87 catches. But I was high on Sam Laporta coming out. I was hoping Miami would be able to get him, but he went in the second round, I think, but early. So,
also, Detroit's not bad against the run. Detroit's good against the run. They're three of their players who have the most tackles are linebackers, which means they pursue. And also, it means that they're hard to score against when the teams get in the red zone. And if you go by last week, Mr. Brock Purdy, he sure did get rattled against Green Bay when pressure came. If the Lions can get any kind of pressure, they should win the game. And in fact, they might win it easily if they play up to par. If they play as well as they can't have played, and if Coach Shanahan finds a way to stab his team in the back. 7.5 point spread is too much in any a championship game, especially, like you say, a team with a better record. Detroit had a better record, right?
Yeah, it's not like the weather is going to be a factor.
What about the over-under 51.5? Where do you go on that, Pez?
I'm going to over.
Yeah, over. Definitely over. I agree. All right, what else do we have to say about that game? The Lions. You got to root for the Lions. They're a cool team.
Just bet on the. Just bet that line, and the new helmets, if everyone's seen them, that they showcased.
Yeah, they
I
were
love
cool.
the new helmets the design came up, which they should permanently go to because it symbolizes like Detroit with the
Yeah.
like the Mustang and and then with the lion. The lion almost a like a hood ornament you would have, which is kind of cool.
Also, San Francisco. Y- I mean, when you get right down to it, who would you really rather have, Jared Goff or Brock Purdy? Nothing against Brock Purdy,
Yeah,
but he's been ruined by his coach. Well, let's get out of that NFC game. That'll be cool. It'd be cool if the Lions made it. Now we're talking about a game that's going to take place not far from here, several miles, in fact,
when the Ravens will
in M&T Bank Stadium, when the
go
Ravens
to
will
the
play
championship.
the current AFC
They're the
champions.
number one scoring defense and the number one rushing offense.
The Ravens, right?
They will run, run, and run.
The Ravens have the best scoring defense and the sixth best passing in yards defense, stopping the pass.
but
And
they
the
have
number one against the run.
but they're number one on offense in rushing.
Yes, that and the fact that
That Lamar had a 102.7 quarterback rating and over 800 yards rushing.
yes, 3,678 yards passing, 24 touchdowns, 821 yards rushing.
And
His MVP is in the bank, but that ain't why. That's not what
Gus
the Ravens
Edwards had
good enough
over
for the
800
Ravens.
yards also.
And how about this? Mark Andrews might be back.
Oh yes,
I heard that.
the Mark Andrews is back. That's even more of taking the Ravens, but I'm already taking the Ravens.
The Ravens are 4-point favorites. That's probably not unreasonable the way they've been playing.
I would say
And Kansas City is a hit. They're both teams are peaking at the right time for both teams. I mean, they're both in stride. When Kansas City, when the playoffs started, they've all of a sudden turned to be kind of the Kansas City expected all year, even though they took the year off.
yeah, they have the number 2 scoring defense, the number 2 defense, I believe, overall.
And also, they have. We know that we always know that Mahomes, it's a given that he is from another planet. He's from like the multiverse. He's capable of all his tricks, a million things. So we're not saying aren't going to be arrogant about the chances against it. Anytime you're playing Mahomes. And Andy Reid is one of the great coaches of all times, the one who was the mentor.
This is the 6th straight AFC championship for Chiefs.
And wasn't he like in 3 or 4 with the Philadelphia?
It was in 4 straight with Philadelphia. So he's been like in
10. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a great coach.
He's been in 4 Super Bowls, which he is 2-2 in.
And John Harbaugh is a great coach too, though.
Yes.
Also, the Ravens.
And John Harbaugh was the special teams coach under Andy Reid. So
yeah. I don't think that I can't remember when the last time these two teams played each other. Did they play last year? I think they played last year, right? I don't think this year.
This year they didn't play.
We know that Lamar is the MVP. He was the best quarterback this year. Zay Flowers was an incredible find for, especially for a team for the Ravens, the receiver, because they've always all these being snake bit by all these choices for a receiver in the first round that don't pan out. But he's been
Yeah, of
incredible.
course, you have the great one, the Roquan Smith, and you have the biggest surprise of the year, Isaiah Likely.
That's right, likely, and a great defense, right?
Yes,
And a dynamic return team,
and
and
like
and
top and the goat,
the goat.
the real goat,
Yeah,
Justin Tucker, and he's now he is the best kicker. He is also right about Royal Farms chicken. So
Oh yeah, that's true. And also also the Ravens have their own great coach in John Harbaugh, and so I think it'll be a great game. What do you think for a score for this game, Faz?
I say the Ravens 27, Chiefs 20.
Yeah, that sounds like a good game. I say 20, 24 to 19 Ravens. 23 to 19 Ravens. Okay. I mean, we can't hide that we're a Ravens podcast. We want the Ravens. Every city needs the Ravens to win. The team wants to win. We had already had the year where we broke all the records and the coach got all the accolades and the quarterback got the MVP. That's not good. See, the Ravens don't consider playoff wins Super Bowl wins. The Ravens consider a successful season only if they win the Super Bowl. So that's what separates
Don
the Ravens
Shula
from a
always
lot
said.
of teams like Don Shula.
Don Shula said, one team had a great year, everyone else try again next year.
Exactly. Now we can't hate Kansas City because they're a likable team. They're old AFC team, like we're talking about the old time football where football was watched in a basement that was cold and had wood paneling and had cathode ray TV, where like it with like some kind of design element to look like a nice piece of furniture, and everybody be sitting on that one couch.
Yeah, and another thing, you can't hate Taylor Swift, so.
Yeah, I can't hate Taylor Swift. She's nice. I don't know what she's doing in town. I know a lot of places. Jimmy's Seafood tomorrow is having a Taylor Swift brunch. Um, Nothing to do with Taylor Swift. I mean, Taylor Swift won't be there. Of
Taylor
course,
Swift
it's in
was
Dundalk.
there. Jimmy's restaurant would run out of food, and
Now, no one's seen. I haven't heard that anyone's seen Taylor Swift around town, but I think that Taylor Swift, she's a very political person, and since Baltimore is kind of like the poster child of the troubled city, I think that a lot of people think that she's going to be hunkered down in some kind of hotel, but I think she's going to be. She has been around the city to see what it looks like if she has never spent a lot of time here. Just because of she's very, like you're saying, very political, outspoken person, and not just with some basic, vague ideas, but with specific candidates. And so you can't hate
yeah,
the
like
old Taylor
supporting our
Swift.
president.
Yeah. The over under is 44.5, so I don't know. I said 23 to 19.
I'm saying over.
Now we don't want to go too far in our rooting for the Ravens, but of course, I feel that the Ravens' physicality. I think that the Ravens are going to win this game, and it'll be an incredible achievement against the Chiefs are a great team, and they've dominated the AFC. They're a dynasty, really.
But one thing is remember the 12th man, the crowd is going to be no Raven fans sold their tickets to Kansas City fans. Everyone wants to be there.
Yeah, on Saturday.
And the noise level in there for outdoor stadium is incredible, so that could be a factor.
As far as the weather, what do you hear on that, Fez? You hear anything? It was balmy today in Baltimore. Today, it's like 71 degrees today. If there's any kind of weather, I'm not sure. Fez is getting on that as we speak. I know it's not going to snow or anything, but it might rain and it might be colder. Travis Kelce is going to play. He's a great receiver, but
okay.
I think the Ravens will be able to contain him.
Tomorrow, currently should be the high 47, the low 33. Looks like partly cloudy for tomorrow.
On Sunday?
Oh, Sunday, yeah. Where am I doing? Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Oh, I was going too far ahead. Okay. Yes. Sunday, it will be 46 the high, 39 the low, 90% chance of rain.
Ooh, that's gonna mess things up. Okay, then we don't know what's gonna happen. Rain. A sloppy day like that, I think, favors Baltimore, right?
It favors
Because you'd be running a lot,
favors
right?
the running team.
And the home team who knows the field.
Yeah.
The terrain of the field.
Seems weather will be a factor. As okay, this right here has made it that there's 100% chance it will rain.
Then I think that favors Ravens, because the Ravens...
High expect to be 48 degrees. Wind gusts could reach as high as 20 miles per hour. This is going to favor the Ravens because of the running game.
The running game, and they're the home team, and they know the idiosyncrasies of that field in bad weather. They played a lot of games lately in bad weather. It was raining or bad weather in almost every game towards the end of the season. Last week it was rain, right? Or no? Snow the day before or something.
Oh yeah, the last game was like
so. Weather's been a factor.
20s.
So we're optimistic, but we're not overconfident, and we really want the Ravens to win. That'd be great. But definitely a worthy opponent, and definitely a game that could go either way. Well, I think the Lions will win, and I am hopeful, and I think the Ravens will win. And I think that it'll be a Super Bowl. I think it'll be the Baltimore Ravens against the Detroit Lions. And I think that'll be a great Super Bowl with a lot of great storylines. What do you say, Fez?
I also believe that it will be the Ravens and the Lions. The Ravens winning in a great game.
Dan Campbell used to be a coach for a little while for the Dolphins. He's
Yes,
turned out to be an outstanding coach.
he did well with the Dolphins.
Well, to move on to lighter matters, what miscellaneous NFL news have you got to discuss with? Have you got to mention, Fez? would like
The
to-
of course the Dolphins are looking for a defense coordinator, and they've been the name that comes up is Brandon Staley. So
And where is he currently?
he was the coach of the Chargers. He was
Oh,
fired.
that's right. Yeah. Well, that's good because a lot of times when guys try to be head coaches and then they go back to being coordinators, they are a lot better at coordinators than they were before. So that would be a good choice, I think. We knew that we had an idea that Vic Fangio would
But
move
also
on.
Brandon Staley, when he was last as a defense coordinator, he is when the when the Rams won the Super Bowl and they were number one defense in scoring and yards.
Also, what do you think the Dolphins are doing in their off season since their off season has already begun?
One, I
Besides
think,
getting a new defensive coordinator, we knew that we talked about that here in this podcast. We were pretty sure that was something they should do because power dynamics nothing to do with abilities of the defensive coordinator.
but it looks like depends on which way they go in the draft. They're either going, I think, offensive line.
Definitely need somebody on the offensive line.
They have a center, but a guard, so you could have your backup center, Connor Williams from Oregon, and then you have defensive tackle from
Where
Texas.
do they what
But
how many picks do they have in this draft? They had like 900 in the last draft, right?
well, they have one thing. They have a first round pick. I think 5 or 6.
Yeah, and they have a good. I mean, you can't say they don't have an outstanding general manager because they have a shite load of talent on that team if they actually get them on the field.
They've already had a pretty good draft because their third round pick for next year is Jalen Ramsey.
Oh.
That's what they gave up.
Maybe they could get a tight end, and try to have a tight end in there playing, or maybe focus more, or get another running back, maybe.
Yeah, like someone who might be looking to win a championship and is more concerned about that. The second leading rusher for last season, unrestricted free agent Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool. They made progress this year. They lost the playoffs, but they made despite what the national media is trying to tell you that their whole season was a total disaster. It's odd that they're told that they have to dismantle the whole team while like you say, every other team did not have a successful season. But they're not. The media doesn't pounce on them.
Yeah, and also Tua is so maligned, but people don't know that as far as the official rating for offensive pass protection, their offensive line was ranked 31st.
And all the injuries they had, like we say, McDaniel needs to just focus on becoming a better head coach and let someone else call the plays and that will free him up to just, be a real head coach, and he can make strides that way. He's made strides this year, and Tua made strides because he played in every game, which was the thing. People kept saying he wasn't going to play more than like a couple of games, and Teddy Bridgewater was supposed to be the starter, right?
Yeah, people said that
And then there's like some.
Teddy Bridgewater would be the that was Sean Payton was one of them. But Teddy Bridgewater would be the starter sooner than later,
And then how about all the people who
later
said
never came.
they had to get they would be idiots if they didn't get Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, has Chris Carter, a these Hall of Fame wide receiver, said that you don't need an offensive line. You had Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, even though he spent the whole season on the sidelines, and Tua played in every game.
Yeah, but unlike Deshaun Watson, who has a guaranteed contract, so he's injured, doesn't play again. They got to pay him anyway, so that's going to be money off the cap. So I think that's at least $50 million off the cap of expected to be around 240 or 250 million next year.
Well, also the Dolphins have got to make a quick decision on. How about those stupid rumors about Kirk Cousins being trade for Kirk Cousins?
No, that's not going to happen. Kirk Cousins is an aging quarterback who's coming off a serious injury.
Yeah, another
Achilles tear.
Another Johnny Stats. Stanley Great Stats, who never wins. But Tua, they got to sign him before Burrow's contract comes up, because then they will really be in a quandary, as it were, if they have to compete with whatever Burrow's is going to get. Like, even a team that used to be known as the cheapest team, I don't know if they still have the same owners, the Browns, but
they're not cheap as they were.
They weren't as cheap as they were, and they have no choice with Joe Burrow. So
they were at one time Mike Brown, but I think he's still there. But they just got once they got Joe Burrow became competitive, they tried to give him.
Yeah, I think
protection.
They saw that they
went to
stumbled into as they say, a generational talent. Well, I guess we'll close up this episode. Everybody enjoy their Saturday, and because Sunday it's going to be a whole lot of football.
Oh yeah, and also the my Fez State of the Dolphins will happen after we see the Ravens and Lions win on Sunday.
Yeah, because then we'll have 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. All right, well, let's go Ravens. Let's hope for great games. And put your money, the big money, I think. The obvious money is to bet on the Lions with the 7.5 point spread. That's ridiculous. And that will be all from us from Baltimore, Maryland, where the AFC Championship game will be held tomorrow.
Oh, actually, next day, Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday, but now it's on 1 o'clock. So.
Oh, okay. So you're technically
right. So say,
my bad.
Pray for the Ravens. It's okay to pray for the Ravens. All right. Salud. Bonsoir. Kabata, and Salame. And good night.